Okay, welcome back. We're ready to go. This is the first best of one. It is going to be Elevate taking on one more, and it's Laz and Paladin to walk you through Vertigo. And I'm going to be curious to see, Paladin, if Elevate have been able to figure themselves out from yesterday's game against Mythic, or maybe one more has done some homework.
Yeah, let's see if they can finally bounce back here against one more. It is and a weakened one more side, considering they are playing with their coach of champ. I'm very curious to see what this team can provide against a roster like Elevate. It's a B bomb side execution. It's a dink find on the back default player, and Peeping finds the one that he's looking for, but he wanted even more. Champ, the stand-in, stands up with a double of his own. Bomb goes down. It's a 2v3 retake for Elevate.
Yeah, and okay, let's not even forget too, we were just talking with the coach playing, and man, he entried. He came in, he swings, he gets a double kill, and yeah, not bad. Not a bad way for the coach to get himself a name here in the server, but I mean, still, the job's not done. An advantage still for one more. Kid available for Snab to see what he can do, and Dare's just trying his best with the dualies, and he's just looking for the one-on-one engagements as best as he can. Smoke coming in, but I don't think it's going to be enough time. But oh my goodness, this USP is making some connections. Zombie trying his best, just looking frantically through the smoke. A defuse is now being committed. No way is he going to be able to find this, but it's going to be a knife to the back. One more will be able to find themselves a very weird but very fun pistol round.
Yeah, I mean, they get the job done. One more. Hold on for dear life in the 2v3, or sorry, the 3v2, I should say. But that's exactly what you need to get off on the right foot here in this opening map against Elevate. Locking in that pistol, forcing the CTs on a full eco. Of course, there's a long road to getting that magic number 13, but of course, getting a start like that is fantastic.
Yeah, and even the knife kill too. Let's go. And Mac 10, Seabass finds himself a triple in the most annoying angle to play, but gets it done. It's all good. And Mac 10 going to be picked up here for Peeping, but now it's going to be an open sight, so one more should be able to get this bomb down easily. Smokes here just to add some extra coverage. Double Mac 10 now for Peeping and Dare, but I don't know about this one. Again, they got that utility. They don't really have armor or kits or anything like that, but I wouldn't hate if they tried to go for some exits, just try to, get some cash grab on this. That would be kind of sick, but again, you have to go against head armor, so not a fun thing to do.
No, not at all. But I think at this point they're just seeing if they can get an SMG kill. I mean, it could still benefit them in the long run. A foot spotted off of Champ. They're gonna molly the bomb just to make sure. I like that. Sometimes you can get red faced if a ninja comes through, but that's what Dare was looking for. He just wanted that SMG frag, and he got exactly what he was looking for. So
yeah,
2-0 for one more, and the CT should have their buyout.
I like that though, and it's a good point because we were both kind of touching on this. It's like, look, Dare just wanted to get that one kill, let's get a little bit of extra cash, and now we can see 5 M4s ready to go, full gun round coming in from Elevate. So this will be an interesting one to see. But one more have done a pretty unique approach. Like they're just kind of taking it fast as a group, and then they just kind of pulled back, went to the other side. Nothing really crazy, but again, they're going against egos. Really nothing much to really brag about at this point. This is going to be a telling round, right? I mean, this is where Elevate should be able to put themselves back into a winning round and get themselves at least on the board. I mean, this is a team that, let's not forget, I mean, they have 11 officials on this, and a decent record, sitting at 8-3, whereas someone like one more, they're sitting in 0-4 overall officials, which is, yeah, that's something.
Standard default here for one more. Not too keen on going too aggressive across the map. They're very keen on just sitting back, pumping in some damage with these AKs, and they will do it onto Snav on that jump spot at T Sandbags. Now they congregate, just try and start to scale up this ramp. 4 players here for them, but a triple setup on this A side. And they'll essentially just respond after taking some initial contact later on in the round. 45 seconds left to go. And I think they're going to really set their eyes on this A bomb site here.
Yeah, I like the smoke though, right? Because now, like Servo, you can see just kind of blocked off. Really has to go for a big risk to run through this. Dare and Dia like just playing a really close angle together. Bit of a tower, and now the nades are flying in, so they know the jig is up, right? It's all about just hitting these shots. It's all about the firepower right now. Dare coming alive now with a double. Now 18 seconds remaining. Bomb's trying to get in there, but Dare is just becoming a bit of a problem, and he's able to find himself that fourth. Maybe to look for the ace. Why not? And it's going to be Elevate. You talked about him. He's somebody that's able to put up some decent numbers, and it's right there.
Yeah, decent fundamentals from one more to scale up ramp in the way they did, but just not clean enough in the actual site take that Dare has an absolute field day amongst the terrorists moving in. So, I mean, it's fantastic from him to get an ace this early on, but you got to be a little bit more decisive if you're one more and you want to catch off some of these mechanically gifted players. The only way that you can overwhelm them is through numbers and sharper trading potential here.
Well, it just seems so fitting, right? Dare gets himself. We were like, look, you know, statistically, he's sick. He's he's pretty good on this roster, and we talked so much about Dia, but now he's like, hang on, guys, don't forget about me. I can do things too. And an ace to start things off to you. And we talked about this roster, and kind of again, they seem to be very like emotionally driven at times, right? Like they need somebody to kind of do something big, and then that seems to really kickstart the team. So an ace like that definitely pans out really nicely. And even one more, they've kind of pulled back on this, going to reset, pushing themselves, going a little bit the other way, just trying to see what they can find. It is Tech 9s and Glocks, a Zeus on Servo, which is kind of interesting. Really banking on something with it, but this should be Dare again, be able to find himself multi-kills, and it's just 1, 2, maybe make it 3. It's going to be Dia that's helping him out, and the job is done. We're back to a tie game pretty convincingly here, Paladin.
Yeah, and now is one of those tough scenarios if you're one more to try and battle back from. They don't have the best loss bonus built up here. Honestly, if I'm them, I'd take another save. I'd get some upgraded pistols and some vests and kind of go from there. And that's what they'll opt in for. That does mean you have to give away the lead. And then when we move over to that round 6, I mean, those are some of the hardest rounds to win as an underdog. You got to basically show that you can go up against a full buy and stand the test of time. Oh, but these
Oh,
nades are
no.
so fantastic. Well spaced out, and it chunks Servo down to 15.
Like, they haven't even seen anybody yet. They've just taken so much damage. Like, Server down to 15, Chance down to 53. Like, this is a bad situation right now for one more. Now they're hoping for the double boost. Shane's got a really good idea on this, a good inkling. Waiting things out just a little bit longer. They're going to try the double player on this, but I mean, they only have the flashes available right now for Seabass, but to see what maybe they can do with this. But again, this is asking a lot. This is just going to be the full plop. Flash comes in. They're going to swarm onto this. Should be able to find multi-kills here. Just sitting in the back of the site. Gets himself at least 2 before he goes to the grave. And now Dare is able to help him out. He's got his back, and he finds himself a double before he goes down. But bombs in the hands. But again, Champ too slow to this one. And Peeping's going to be able to find this lead. And now we're going to see this full gun round. There should be enough funds here. Yes, there is for the AWP. And what do we see now from one more? We have to see something very different.
Yeah, we definitely do. You say money for AWP, but nobody invests for it. They're keen on just being a little bit more active on the offense, and I don't mind it. Again, I think CS2 lends itself to a 5-rifle offense. Oh, but again, man, these opening grenades used by Elevate are so stellar. Zombie already sub 60 HP. And here we go. I mean, this is the round that I think really will dictate the overall outcome of this match.
Yeah, I agree. And it's such a good point too, because like we talked about, right? Like Elevate, they like this map. Like they have a good record on it for the most part. I mean, they've been able to get some good officials. And when you see a team having this many reps and how good they can be, it's starting to become a little bit of night and day, right? One more definitely looking like they're trying to get picks, and yeah, that will work somehow. CS is getting lucky a little bit here. The horseshoe finds himself something to get an opener, but still, lots of opportunity here for Elevate to bring things back. One more now needing to capitalize on this pick, finding some kind of ground. And Elevate have actually changed their positioning a little bit here, which is a bit interesting. They've kind of abandoned the site, playing almost a retake, and I don't even hate this at all.
Yeah, I don't know. They want to clear out mid-late, but well, this has happened. One more have gotten the site itself. It was a little bit of a gamble. They were expecting if they were to come up ramp, they would take a little bit longer, but they thought incorrectly. A lot of retake utility available, and they have kits, so it's not out of the realms of possibility to try and take this site. They have a Molotov to clean out sandbags, and they find the trade there. But how do you get this planter player off the bomb? Okay, finally you get the kill. Trying a scale here, but I mean, so much time is rotted off the clock at this point. You're gonna have to just go straight into the crosshairs of Servo, and he lines them up and knocks them down. Bounce back there from one more, and I think we have a little bit more of a game on our hands here, Laz, because, I mean, sure, it's early doors, but you can see that there is a fight back from one more, and they're able to hold on to the advantages that they're getting here.
Yeah, and it is a good point you bring up, right? Like Servo coming alive here with the triple kill, and honestly, it was a bit surprising. Like I like that Elevate were trying to again like clear out some information. I felt like it was a bit late on that execute though. Like they were clearing mid, and one more kind of had the perfect timing. They got themselves in the site, and the post plants just looked quite clean to be honest. So I think that came down to just mere seconds of timing. But either way, again, it's back to a 3-3. A utility once again starting things off nicely. J-Chance is going to take a little bit of damage, but this is where Elevate, again, do they want to mix things up? Do they want to just play the standard setup that they've been doing? It's been a bit mixed on the results here. And it even now looks like one more kind of putting a little bit more attention maybe towards mid, just trying to get that information, maybe go for this fight against Peeping. And I don't mind this. I think if you can get mid control, this can just open this map up a lot here for you.
Yeah, definitely. This is a real opportunity for Dia to start to command his presence on this map. So far, very lax on the mid control, and there's that AWP to strike first. Chance goes down, and now the rest of the CTs can fill the void that Dia showed. But, I mean, they back away. They don't face. 40 seconds left on the clock, and decisions have to be made from one more. Do they want to scale up? There's another opportunity for a kill here, but Servo misses his mark. Dio will capitalize, and feels like a little bit of a fumble there. The last-ditch effort comes through mid, and Seabass can't find anything either. So 20 seconds, one more just caught between so many different minds there and ideas that none of them really formulate and gestate to an answer, and they're forced to save.
Yeah, and again, I think it comes down to the experience, right? Like we said, like, again, they haven't been able to find a win on this. They've had some okay results, like a 13-9 loss against Might, a 13-11 loss against, like, Carpe Diem. But I think that round in number 7 here we saw, like, they just kind of looked like they didn't know what they wanted to do. They were kind of second-guessing themselves, trying to re-aggress onto the ramp. It just felt a little bit like, do we want to do this? I don't know. Do you want to do this? There was just too much hesitation, and that can cost you rounds, and that's exactly where we see it. But honestly, I can't even believe Dia won that fight. Like, he should have been dead. Like, 9 times out of 10, you should not be alive in that situation, in my opinion. So, I mean, thankfully, he is a good, AWP player, but man, that is just incredible that he could survive that situation in that moment.
Truly unfortunate for one more, but I'm going to have to try and bounce back from it regardless. Servo Chance, they'll scale up the side hall a little bit earlier in this default, but Dia is very privy to this knowledge. He gets himself that first, knows of the second as well.
Oh, man.
Drops a nade to add insult to injury. He's down to 48.
Man, that nade work, again, is just something so nice to watch, right? I mean, because, again, they're just, the Mully comes in, blocks him off, then an HE just lands right on his pocket, and he just takes so much damage without seeing people. Now he's trying everything he can to fight against 2 different players. It's like whack-a-mole. He just doesn't know which one to hit, and now it's just Elevate winning these fights. Champ with a little bit of a trade, but, again, a lot required on this with under a minute remaining. And that AK is going to be picked up here for both these players. Smoke's available, but now the CTs have a good inkling. The Shadow's going to give this away. This should be done and dusted, and it will be. Elevate now getting themselves back in a little bit of winning fashion. Money's going to be a lot more tight since the bomb doesn't go down. So I'd expect them to do, you know, at least some like techs, a little bit of light utility. I mean, they've been okay on these B hits at times, Paladin. I don't know if you disagree, but it doesn't seem like they just can get the bomb down. That seems to be kind of the one critical thing that we're not seeing.
Yeah, I mean the B takes are very heavily relying on getting that entry kill to the back default player, and they're finding it, but they're taking a lot of casualties before they can get that kill, and that's the main issue. They're not finding these trades cleanly, and because of that, Elevate have these quicker rotates, and they just can trade their way back into the site. But they are so hell-bent on bursting into the site that eventually maybe something will give. There's an opportunity with Shane down on 1 HP and Dare going down as well. Dia has made his rotation over, and so is Peeping. So there is an opportunity for them to strike back. Dia, wishful thinking on those shots, but regardless, the message is sent, and one more have to slow down.
And they have nothing to work with, right? I mean, it's Deegs and it's hack available. Like no utility, nothing else. So this is just merely hitting a shot. Now, let's again, Shane is down to 1 HP, so yes, that should be a gimme, technically. But they need to be able to coordinate this, and someone's gonna have to kind of be the bait on this one. He is playing a decent angle here. Just behind white box, and now just waiting things out, and Zombie's actually creeping his way, but again, we still see that Peeping is just going to take the lead on this. The first contact should be able to find one, does find two, and Shane will get it done. And actually, surprisingly, 1 HP in a dream, and he gets himself 2. And now we have the half guaranteed for Elevate sitting at 6. Now we're going to have one more going back in with a full gun round. And, you know, like we talked about, I was thinking we were going to see an op. Okay, we finally do. Okay, I was going to say, please, one more. Give me an op. Let's see something. Maybe somebody can out-op Dia. Question mark?
That's gonna be tough to ask for, but I mean, you need to have that op head to head go your way if you want something back in, because right now Dia's presence itself is just so threatening to these one more players that they're just terrified of taking specific angles and being a little bit more aggressive because of that. So maybe J-Chance can change things up for him. As he scales through, Dare's aggressive maneuver down in the bottom of ramp is punished as Seabass opened things up, but it's right back to that B bomb side. They're trying to split in eventually. With Shane Peeping, they're here to greet them. That's a nice little off angle from Shane to pick up the first. He spots out a little bit of barrel in the second, wins that duel as well. So one prong of the attack is gone, and that means one more are forced to come through mid.
Yeah, and even you could just see Zombie actually does win an engagement against Peeping, and that's not always an easy angle, but again, Dia just hits a magnificent shot again, taking out Servo. Okay, so now even the op here from J-Chance, it does land a leg, but the drumstick's just not going to be the whole thing here, and now a couple wounded players from Elevate, sure, but again, you still got the 3-on-1. Bombs should be able to be picked up now. It could be a plant coming in. But I think right now for Zombie, just trying to find something, get at least one player, maybe a lurking player, bring down these numbers. But you can already see Elevate, they're not even moving a muscle, really. It's only Shane that's kind of making a little bit of ground here. He's in mid. They're going to set up already. They have a molly, flash, and a smoke, so some good utility to kind of flush him out.
Oh.
This is not fun. Oh, and he turns at the wrong time. I was going to say maybe he could get across on that, but he can't. And Elevate, an easy retake, getting themselves a 7th, and yeah, that was just unfortunate things coming in for one more.
Yeah, I think it's just the nature of the map itself lends itself to for Elevate to find the edge in this game overall. I mean, all these off angles that they're taking seem to be catching one more off guard time in and time out. Shane should never be getting a double there, but somehow he does. Trades effectively. And then that slows the round down completely. One more are kind of forced to that mid play. That mid play should be coming a little later in the hit. And I mean, the timing is right, but just the execution not there. So Elevate will continue their winning ways. They guarantee the win at the end of the half with 7 rounds, but are definitely looking for more at this point. The confidence is starting to swell with peeping aggressive down in middle and getting a lot of information with these grenades being tossed through the openings. And peeping will actually move forward alongside that, goes down the ladder. This is a matchmaking play if I've ever seen one. And he's right in between the T side.
Oh man, if he goes left, it's gonna be the right door. And patience, it's gonna be good trigger discipline. Goes for the one, should be a second. Yes, indeed. And like you said, one of the prongs now has been removed. So everybody knows where they should be. But ooh, even
okay.
Shane. Okay, he misses a shot. Now Dia throws a molly just to try to slow things down, but it's just a little too late. And that bomb should be able to get planted now. And we're in a unique situation here where one more, they don't really get the bomb down very often. So we're going to have to see how well they can hold this post plant. The utility's still available here from multiple players on Elevate. Now they're starting to fly in. Zombie's going to have to push back. The Molly's going to throw him off a little bit. Now it's just the frags starting to accumulate a little bit here from the CT side. Time is ticking. Zombie fully blind, but he's still able to find a head. Looks for a second. He will. Can't get the third, but now it's just down to the coach. Someone needing to come alive just a little bit, maybe, but Dia just does want a bit more, packs more of a punch. We got ourselves an 8th round for Elevate.
Whew. I mean, it was a doable round for one more. It would have been a difficult one to get it over the line. But just the fact that Dia stays alive and allows for the bomb plant to go down is so pertinent. As you could see, bringing that double back in the post at the tail end was so important. And I mean, fundamentally, Elevate are not being jostled in the CT side. One more kind of scrounging for answers at this point. They got a fantastic entry into the B bomb site. They were looking. They got that clean entry that I was speaking about, but they just couldn't hold on to the site once the bomb did indeed get planted. Another chance for one more as they got the bomb down, allows for another plant. But Servo cannot find where Shane has gone off to.
Well, yeah, he's been jumping around everywhere. He keeps making so many different spots. So yeah, I'd be a little bit confused too. And okay, finally gets put down. Servo gets his revenge a little bit. Now Dia playing an aggressive angle, caught with the flashbang. So this is now a big opener. Peeping. A little bit of sightseeing on this one. Waiting things out. Bomb's going to get planted. Zombie finds himself a nice duel. And now J-Chance coming in from the back lines in the lurking. It's just down to Snap, but he can't get it done. He will not. And that's going to be the end of the first half. And we'll see you for the second. Okay, welcome back. We're ready to go. We're on the first best of one, and it's now switching sides. Elevate have shown us a good peak here on their CT side, and the question is, can they reach the top of the mountain on the T side? And Paladin, he's thinking they can.
Let's see it. There's a real opportunity here for Elevate to close it out. They tried to potentially silently walk over the bridge, but Peeping says, no, we're going to let them know exactly where we are. Goes charging up. Gets set to execute. Zombie spots out one and has a lot on his plate, but there is the tease popping up. Peeping finds one, deal with another, and the crossmokes are inevitable. Oh, that's not good though. That molly misses.
Yikes.
So it actually delays the plant, but while all this is happening, bullets continue to be fired downrange by Elevate, and all of these CTs are falling like flies. Maybe the bomb plant isn't even necessary at this point, Laz, because Servo is up into a 1v4.
Yeah, I think the bomb plant's just going to be, let's just get some extra cash. We'll be all good. And Servo, I have no idea what you're going to do here, but if you can find this round in your realm, I don't even know what I'll do for you, bro. Like, I'm just going to be amped because this is not the most favorable situation. You got 3 Ts that are just, blasting through the smoke, just looking for you. They're frag hungry. They're going to hunt on this. And I do not like the position for Servo. USP, 12 bullets. Maybe. Okay, a couple shots and missed, and now get ahead. Maybe, but no. Too much of a tall task, and Elevate, they take it pretty easily, and a pretty weird round, right? I mean, like you said, Peeping making a ton of noise, but it didn't really seem to make the difference. The Glocks, they do such a good work just kind of jiggling around, going for those fights, and that's when you miss those shots with the USP, it just feels like it's all over, right?
Yeah, I think what the intention of that was to potentially suggest that there's only one player running up the ramp like that. And so when they reaggress, they find that there's actually 5 CTs on the other end, or 5 Ts on the other end, and get a face full of lead because of it. So I'm not necessarily sure if that was the intention, but that's kind of what it looked like on the other end.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Let's go with theory crafting coming in from Paladin. I like that. Okay, well, Peeping, doing it once again. He's just the sacrificial lamb. He's like, yeah, okay, I'll just go mid by myself, see what I can do. And they get themselves a free site for it. They're going to get this bomb down. So now I'm actually putting some good pressure on this. And honestly, I feel like he should be putting a little bit more just with the max. And the CT swing right out of this. But, oh my goodness, the kill feed just goes right up. And there is Elevate one more time. They get themselves everything done. And it seems like Peeping's just kind of the one player is like by himself. He's just playing the one-man army, just getting info.
And that's fine. I mean, clearly the Rifle Corps is doing their job. And they'll play a little bit of a bonus round here for themselves in round number 15. Mac 10 will be kept over by Snap. Galil's for Snap, Shane and Dare. And of course, one more will have that buyout with the lack of an AWP. You want to at least contest for ramp early off of that top with Crane Peak from Servo, but those spam bullets will not connect. So a little bit more of a stall out round from both sides, actually. And all of these initial boosts and what have you do not net what Dare is looking for, and that's that opening pick.
Yeah, there's no kits either, right? They've kind of used the cash for the utility, which does make some sense, which I don't mind, but now this Molly going to flush this player out. It's a matter of this timing if they can get the swing. Seabass coming in, but just not enough bullets in the chamber. Zombie as much as they can, but it's just not enough. Now, okay, the man advantage coming in from Elevate, but it is snapping with the cost of 8 HP. Smoke's coming in. J-Chance does try to get a little bit cheeky around this smoke, but the Molly just becoming a bit of an issue. Waiting things out. And now they're going to come through side hall. Oh, this is interesting. J-Chance now getting around. Oh my goodness, he misses all those shots. Oh no, you can't be whipping a moment like that, but at least he can find something on one of the wounded players. And now it's all down to Peeping. Someone that's been just kind of lurking the shadows. Looking to see if he can find himself this 1-2. Both players just swinging. It's the coach against one of the starting players.
What?
And Champ comes out with a USP to a rifle fight? Yeah, all right.
That's a bit ridiculous from the coach, but hey, That's impact right there, baby. 5 rounds found by one more. And honestly, I thought Elevate did everything correctly there. Again, one more so keen on trying to reaggress into the ramp and catch Elevate off guard, but the trading was magnificent. They get it favorably as well, but a little too long on that actual execution. They try to molly the left side and smoke off the right, or vice versa, I should say, and they just take way too long to get it down. And one more, find a way back in. Spams, oh, nearly looked very good there. And Servo's unyielding. Flashed forward on the MP9, but all he'll get is a dink.
I kind of like the attempt of this from one more. Like I like that Servo was trying to get aggressive, but I just felt like it was a bit chaotic. Like you knew that Elevate had multiple players there with the AKs just kind of spamming away, and I know it was about a timing thing. It was like, look, maybe I can find myself a quick frag, get the heck out of there, and get the man advantage. But I just feel like that timing seemed a little bit too off for me. But we'll have to see if the timing can be something nice here for J Chance. Coming through mid, just kind of clearing things up, might be able to come from the back. That could be huge. And Elevate, look at, they haven't even moved a muscle. They've just committed to this. They're just waiting. That's what they wanted. They wanted someone to swing. They wanted to win that fight. They didn't hit the shots, but they still got 44 seconds. And Paladin, they're not even letting go on this. Like, they're not throwing a fake. They're not making any sort of adjustments to their game plan. They are just holding ramp, and they are just going to commit to this. And they don't even care. They know that they bring the firepower. Peeping winning a double fight? Excuse me?
Ugh, that's bizarre from Peeping, but he gets it done. I mean, honestly, I think they were just chasing for that MP9 player for so long that eventually they think, okay, like, at this point, we're so far up ramp, let's just commit. And, of course, Peeping makes the job easy, getting that kill on the MP9, make that a triple kill, upgrades the A1S as well, and with all that kerfuffle in the round previous, coming down to a 1v1 from Champ, the economy is absolutely shattered for the CTs. Elevate will get up to 11 on an honestly clean sheet of a round. And one more, they are in dire straits here on Vertigo, as we sort of expected, I'd like to think about.
Yeah. I think simply put, yes. I mean, we definitely said, look, like Elevate are a team that have a lot of experience on this. They usually have really good performances, and one more really made things a little bit interesting in the beginning, but now we're really just starting to see Elevate really starting to hit a peak here, and they're starting to play quite well. And this money situation is not the greatest because, again, you have to either buy to win with the worst weapons, or you have to save and just win out. And it's like they've barely been able to find consecutives, right? So this is, or if anything, right? Like that's the problem, and it's not a good sight to be in for a team like this right now. But they're going to group up. They're going to play together. They're going to take a stroll, a smoke to block things off, and Shane just posted up waiting. And I don't think he's going to be able to spot. Ooh, a good flash, but now he's got the info. He's just telling his teammates, you know what, guys? Probably got a free sight. Oh, he has the ball. Okay, that doesn't make it better. Peeping again. Who other? Paladin. He's just kind of lurking again. Just lurking, finding things. Hitting the generator. Powering up. And just finding kills. This is farming sessions.
And they find out where Servo is. They don't want to let him potentially save a rifle, so Servo will have to stand and deliver. Finds himself another. Surely he's not long for this world at this point. Surely Snap has his number. Nades go a little bit beyond. Servo has found the triple and another dink. But Shane will get it done. Man, what a potent little default pistol there from Servo. And, I mean, he's the only player that's positive, shining light for one more in a lot of senses. But it might not matter at all, Laz, because Elevate have hit map point.
Yeah, honestly, like it's one of those things where it's kind of hard to say. Like Servo definitely has put up some good numbers. Like you said, one of the only players, him and Zombie, are the only ones with double digits. A lot of them have been like exit frags and some kills that probably don't really mean too much, but there definitely is a little bit of that firepower that we're starting to see, but it's just not enough, right? Like, I mean, we're talking about this right now. Elevate have been able to just show like everybody's pretty close on the kill feed, and the kill death ratio here. So I think that does make a pretty big difference. But at least now J Chance does get the opening with the op. That's something a little bit different. Peeping's like going back to mid once more. Why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they're trying to get this thing done here for round 18. And trying to get themselves in the series point, get things done quickly.
Yeah, but it's going to be a little bit longer of a road here in round number 18. 2 kills come one way, but Dare has an opportunity to get 2 back the other. Decides to completely avoid looking at the ramp players. They've completely scaled up, and then while Zombie's rotating, he shoots him in the back of the head. Oh, I mean, that was... I mean, I felt as if that was the round-winning play being made by Dare, but he can't find the necessary timing. Dia now in an impossible clutch. He goes down, the op is recovered by Servo, and one more round.
Well, they still got themselves a little bit of fight here, don't they? Well, either way, and op back out. Dia's like, you know what? You want op? I'm gonna op. And then Dare's like, nah, man, I'm gonna Mac 10. Why not? I'm just gonna run around and get some multi-frags with an SMG, but I'm gonna be curious what they want to do. Elevate have really not shown a lot of creativity. J-Chance definitely showing some creativity as he just walks pushing onto mid, and Dare he's just started showing us what a Mac 10 can do, especially with that no armor. That a little bit more insult to injury. Now they're just gonna rush in, a free rifle gained, making all the noise in the world. J-Chance is just trying to be the saving grace for this team right now, finding double, make it a triple. Okay, the op coming a little bit more alive, but now Dia's come to play too. This is just starting to fall apart. Maybe a 3-on-2 with the advantage for one more. Still a minute and 15 left. Lots of utility here available from the T side. They're just going to wait things out. Be a little bit more patient on this. One more now, creeping through. Seabass just kind of hugging here. Dia, oh my god, Paladin, help me. What is happening?
I mean, it's just chaos. It's carnage trying to be orchestrated by Elevate to stay alive in this round here. And they definitely are. It's a 2v2 to ensue, and Dia very honed in on that headshot angle, but has completely disregarded that pocket angle. It doesn't matter though. Takes significant damage, but thrusts Champ into a very difficult clutch. 1v2 necessary to stay alive in this map of Vertigo, but Shane catches the coach on the edge of the smoke. 13-6 reads the score at the top of the doors, and Elevate will go up 1-0 in this series of best of ones.
Yeah, and honestly, it just kind of felt like, again, Elevate knew what they were doing. They felt super confident. You could just see it, right? Like, they're just holding spots, waiting for peaks, going for firefights, not really using utility. They knew they kind of had them.